on the go or at work, you'll feel the difference. So stay tuned for more updates as we continue expanding to give you the best service possible. Because at Smart, we're not just keeping you connected, we've got you covered. Smart, bringing people together.
Tired of replacing light bulbs? LEDs are what you need. LEDs last up to 30,000 hours. That's 30 times longer than incandescent bulbs, and up to 8 times longer than compact fluorescents. So less changing and less trash. Planet Earth thanks you. And the LED experts at Brothers Habet and Habet will help you find the best LED solution with colors for every room and mood, starting as low as $6.95. You can even get LED strips for home, office, and industrial use. So say goodbye to fluorescent tubes forever. And because they use up to 90% less energy, you save money. Money you can spend on other things. So head to Brothers Habet or Habet and Habet today. You can also call, email, or Facebook us. Have a brilliant day.
In Belize, we value our families, we value our communities, we value our neighbors. 90% of Belizeans think it's time for laws that protect all of us and reflect society at its best. 94% of Belizeans agree that public spaces in Belize should be more accessible to people living with disabilities. In Belize, we believe in fair treatment and supporting one another. We know that our beautiful country is at its best when we come together for the greater good. 2 out of 3 Belizeans support a new law to prevent discrimination in employment and public spaces. It shouldn't matter where we come from, who we love, or what we look like. Belizeans deserve to live our best lives. It's time for laws that protect all of us and reflect our society at its best. Equal Opportunities Bill. Belize, we're ready.
Welcome back with your news. I am Drea Espinosa. There was a fatal shooting Friday night before 10 during the semi-final match of the Belize District Football Association BDFA First Division Championship at the Marion Jones Sporting Complex in Belize City. There was a sizable crowd scattered on the bleachers, and when shots were fired, everyone scrambled onto the field. Confirmed as one of the shooting victims is gang leader 39-year-old Brandon Baptist, who succumbed to his injuries. The other individuals have been identified as 37-year-old John Blacks Greenidge, who was shot to the right side of the chest and lower back, 21-year-old Cameron Williams, who was shot to the left hand, and 26-year-old Hurston Mena, who was hit to the neck. Today, the Commissioner of Police, Chester Williams, shared what investigations have revealed thus far.
And upon arrival, they encountered the lifeless body of a male person identified as Brandon Baptist. The body was transported to the Carl Hushner Memorial Hospital, where it was pronounced dead on arrival. The initial information the police had received is that Baptist, who was not at the game earlier, at the inception, was called to the field or to the stadium following some altercation someone may have had with members of the PIV gang. And upon arrival, he was there hanging out with other members of the BLC. They were at the lower end of the bleacher, and the PIV were at the upper end, in the same line of bleachers. Brandon got up and he went to where the PIV group were, and some altercation happened. During the altercation, some are alleging that Brandon may have taken out a gun, and when he did that, the others from PIV shot him. After having shot him, he continued to struggle with them, and he was eventually thrown over the railing of the bleachers, where his body was later found.
Dominique Norales, chairperson of the LIU, spoke about Baptist and how involved he was in the LIU.
Well, it's always devastating when someone you know and someone who you've grown to like and in many ways love passes, it's always devastating. Team was on the ground, of course, in communication with the Belize Police Department, getting as much information as we can. But yeah, it's been particularly personally difficult for me. Well, I've always known Brandon. We live on the same place, but we only kind of communicated now that I was in this position. I saw Brandon last Sunday. He may dress up to the 9. I asked her where they call for. He said they call for a church, and I tell her how we are trying to arrange going to a service together. Unfortunately, that cannot occur now. So yeah, and I know Eli brother there, and I mean, we all know each other. We might not talk, but we all know each other, and we have the same complex field, the same basketball court, the same Police Street, the same Lacroix Boulevard, the same community. To us, he was one of our first points of contact in the area in which he lived. He was a supervisor on our program with our work team attached to him. He was, as I described to my team the morning when we put together the plan of action, he was a friend of LIU. And really my staff, they have more longevity in terms of the relationship he has had with them. So I think they're taking it in stride as well. So yeah, Brandon was one of the employees and beneficiaries of LIU and a friend of LIU.
Norales shared what they intend on doing next and spoke of the importance of ensuring that boys remain on the right path.
And so our job now is to maintain and reassure communities that, one, their jobs not be affected. Of course, they're grieving someone they love, somebody they carry for 9 months, somebody who they grew up with has died. I mean, and it's important for me to say that, dehumanize anybody, no matter their history. And so, the facts will be delivered, I'm sure, by my colleagues at the police department. But our job is to maintain contact with the police department, ensure that we have all the information necessary, and to, of course, continue to reassure the communities and be on the ground as we always have been. I think anybody who has been in that line of involvement knows that it is difficult once you get in, and this is why it's important that young boys remain in school. Many of my clients, and we just finished data collection, so I can tell you, many of them dropped out of high school, citing behavioral issues, which certain school systems not take care of, because many of them don't have counselors, many of them don't have mental health, they don't have crisis hotlines. Many of the boys were followed, and there's a mobility issue as well. So you left school because you don't want nobody to trail you at school. Like, boys need to be in school. And our social system has to respond to make sure that boys are a priority too. And this is obviously not to take away from our priority of girls and women, but boys are human too. They're boys, they're not men. They deserve to be able to dream and to be happy. And reformation, Joe, is lifelong work. We are all interconnected. That Halover Creek was separate way. That just what geographic feature. You cannot tell people that they don't deserve a life of safety and peace of mind and recreation and opportunity simply because of where they grew or who they're related to.
Expecting retaliation, Commissioner Williams told the media that there will be increased police presence in St. Martin de Porres and that mediation will be put on pause until tensions subside.
We met with the senior command in Eastern Division, Mr. Romero and his team, strategizing to ensure that we put things in place to avert any possible retaliation. And so you'll see that there is increased police operations in the St. Martin's de Porres area. And that operation is going to continue for a very lengthy period of time because we want to make sure that we have things in place to prevent retaliation, even up to the funeral and after the funeral. I have also advised the mediation team, Brother Nuri and Brother Foti, that we're not going to engage into no mediation at this time because we don't want to bring the group together. Tensions are extremely high, and that might result in further escalation of issues. So we will put aside mediation for now and allow the police to work.
Williams says it is possible that a state of emergency could be instituted. However, he spoke of what the police department is doing to help de-escalate the tension. He also spoke of respecting the work of the LIU. The body of a 6-year-old boy from Stella Maris School was retrieved from the Caribbean Sea in the area of Belize City known as Hanger earlier today. The report is that Gabriel Pablo Oriano, who is autistic, snuck out of school during lunch and decided to go for a swim. The distance is about a mile. Police were called, as were the relatives of the child who live on the M&M Street. Teachers from the school were also on the scene. Authorities have confirmed that there were no signs of injuries on the body. The Christian Workers Union CWU has written to the Minister of Labor to invoke the 21-day notice for strike action by stevedores employed at the now government-owned Port of Belize, PBL. Their letter dated Friday, January 31 reads, quote, "Following the surprise government of Belize acquisition of the port, on behalf of our stevedore members, CWU compromised and made significant sacrifices to resolve legacy differences with the former owner and to turn the page. Subsequently, CWU and stevedores have engaged in good faith negotiations for a successor collective bargaining agreement, CBA. CWU and stevedores have made reasonable proposals for win-win outcomes. However, this week hopes were dashed for such outcomes," end quote. The CWU says it hopes that cooler heads and justice will prevail and they can conclude a CBA that adequately reflects, quote, "the essential role of our stevedore members play in the economy of the jewel," end quote. Our reports are that the union and the management have been in negotiations since June last year for a new CBA, with the two sides not coming to a common ground regarding the financial aspects of the agreement. According to CWU President Leonora Flowers, CEO Arturo Vasquez had asked that they differ discussing the financial aspects of the CBA, but when they did, they arrived at an impasse. She notes that the matter was taken to the interim board and they returned with the same response. The union is seeking increases on the hourly rate paid to stevedores. She told us what the other side is proposing.
We would hope that the owners of the Port of Belize would seek to address the issues that we have at the CWU, which are coming to an agreement about financial increase, cost of living adjustment for our stevedore members. For many, many years, the stevedores hadn't had an increase in anything at all. And now the only increase that the port CEO has indicated that he's open to consider to give is 30 cents per year, 3 years, 25, 26, 27. It's a paltry sum, and the stevedores have indicated to us that they won't accept that. Just like that, we were asking for $1, and they would like to get that dollar or something close that's amenable to them. The other increase that we have seen is for the meal. If you're working and you have a meal out there, they pay you $12. They used to pay $12. They're going to offer $15 now. And so that is acceptable, but those are the only two increases. For many, many years, there has not been an increase in the cost of the, what is the rate of the containers 20 and 40 foot containers. And so we are asking the port to consider an increase.
The union is also requested audited financials that has not received. Flowers said they have not tried to meet with the PM formally. After the break, voir dire in Bladen 12 case goes in favor of defense. Stay with us.
In Belize, diversity is our strength. From the vibrant streets of Corozal to the serene beauty of Punta Gorda, and from the charming town of Benque to the breathtaking views of Half Moon Cay. We are a tapestry of cultures, traditions, and perspectives. But amidst our differences, there's one thing that unites us all, that defines the essence of Belizean identity. Our love for this land and sea we call home. Our Belize Barrier Reef is more than just a natural wonder. It's the lifeblood of our nation, the foundation of our culture, and the backbone of our economy. Every lobster caught, every conch harvested, every tourist enchanted, every investor satisfied, every proud homeowner, and every taxpayer. They all depend on the health and vitality of our marine environment.
I may be out on the water every day, but I know that my livelihood is tied to the health of the reef. We all depend on it.
As a tour guide, I get to share the beauty of a reef with visitors from around the world. But I want future generations of Belizeans to experience it too.
Fresh seafood is the heart of Belizean cuisine. I want to continue creating delicious dishes that celebrate our local flavors, sustainably sourced from our waters.
In Belize, we may come from different backgrounds, but we all share the same dream, a thriving marine environment capable of sustaining us all. Together, let's work toward that future, a future where we all thrive.
Nando's Wholesale is your market leader in Belize's wholesale industry when it comes to high-quality products at the most reasonable and competitive prices. With over 40 years in the wholesale business, Nando's Wholesale embraces the partnership of the hotel industry in Belize by providing world-renowned brands in wines, seasonings, condiments, and cleaners in industrial sizes, as well as small and large kitchen appliances and equipment. Nando's also takes pride in providing one of the quietest and most durable air conditioning systems in Belize with technical support and spare parts. Nando's Wholesale. Professional, reliable, effective, and prompt. Nando's Wholesale always delivers. Visit us at www.nandos.bz or send an email to nandos@nandos.bz. Or, even better yet, give us a call today at 222-500 or 280-8080 to speak to one of our sales representatives today.
The Social Security Board, in collaboration with the Labor Department, takes this opportunity to remind insured persons of the requirements for compensation when on sick leave. Any employee who has worked with an employer for at least 2 months is entitled to 16 working days of sick leave with full pay every year. This is how it works. Upon approval of a sickness or injury benefit claim by SSB, 80% of the employee's weekly insurable earnings is paid as a Social Security benefit, and the difference in the employee's salary is paid by the employer. This is to ensure that the employee does not suffer any loss of wages when ill. After 16 days, compensation for sick leave is paid as a Social Security benefit only. Some conditions apply. This message is brought to you by the Social Security Board and the Labor Department. Social Security Board, safeguarding you, your family, your future.
Design Depot, your all-in-one destination for transforming your living spaces. Explore the world of GE with our selection of cutting-edge appliances for functional, convenient, and modern living. Find solutions for every paint project, from home to industrial, with our extensive selection of Sherwin-Williams paints and coatings. Safeguard your home with the durability of our weather-resistant windows and doors. Elevate your kitchen and bath with the timeless elegance of Kohler sinks and faucets. Transform your space with our constantly refreshed tile inventory, always embracing the latest tile trends. Design Depot, all in one place.
Sea una persona ocupada o atrapado en el tráfico, o que tenga una circunstancia adversa o muy exigente, la tensión se acumula y lo estresa. El estrés ataca a todos en cualquier momento, a cualquier edad. El estrés es un asesino. Es mejor estar vivo que muerto, así que visite la farmacia de Freetown para obtener opciones.
Hola, ¿qué tal? ¿Qué puedo hacer para usted hoy?
Estoy bien estresado.
Ok, tengo una pastilla que te va a ayudar, ¿ok? Que toma una de eso al día, para 10 días, y va a estar bien después, ¿sabes?
Ok. Farmacia Freetown, carretera 28 Freetown, donde estás mejor vivo que muerto. Farmacia Freetown, teléfono 22 32 87 6.
With the latest Belize City shooting happening at a sporting event that was relatively well attended, attendance at such events will likely dip. It is an unfortunate set of circumstances, as explained by Dominique Norales, the LIU chairperson, who emphasized the importance of sports, particularly football, in their program. She discussed what may need to change to ensure security at sporting events and added that sports can be very emotional.
I think there are several moving parts that we have to reconsider. Sport, particularly football, is one that LIU, of course, leads with our William Dawson Peace Cup and Sprite Cups. I think we have to be able to tell communities that, I mean, this is, you don't want to just throw up your hands, right? Like, the world is pretty difficult and things happen, and it's really unfortunate that this would have happened. And of course, there has to be a reassessment of security protocol, special duty. There has to be a reassessment of just stakeholders being able to talk to the police and creating a plan of action when we know that sporting events, particularly football, because you're intertwined in these communities. These are communities that have been for a very long time socially excluded, and they have created a space for which they can recreate, and everybody deserves safety, not just one particular set of people. So irrespective of what would have happened, we have to ensure that security is up to par and safety is our top priority. When we host our tournament, it's of course done in collaboration with the Belize Police Department and many other partners. And so the commissioner has been very kind in ensuring that we always have security, the deputy commissioner as well, that we always have security. And so we try to minimize any squabbles, because football, as you know, is very emotional.
For his part, Commissioner Chester Williams admitted that due to the gang figures present at the football match, there should have been more police presence. He said that event organizers sometimes try to find loopholes in order to pay fewer police officers to secure their events.
And certainly there is some breakdown in terms of the police officers working at such a game. I can say to you that I was not aware of that game being played. And I also checked with Mr. Romero, and he too said that he was not aware of the game. We are seeing that there is a trend where people are putting together sporting activities, and I would say in good faith, to be able to bring rivaling groups together as a way of doing intervention through sports. But instead of applying to the Commissioner of Police for security, they find their own police officers and they get those police officers to provide security for them. And many a times the level of security that they're getting for these events is not adequate. There is no way on earth would we have allowed 3 police officers to work a game of such magnitude where they're lone gang members. So the fact that there is this shortcut needs to be eliminated, and I have said to commanders that if it is that they encounter any such event and there is inadequate security there, or they have not applied to the commander on the grounds or to the Commissioner of Police, that they must bring the event to a stop until they can get adequate police to work these events.
Williams explained whose duty it was to have reported to senior officers about the situation at the game, where security is concerned.
The officers who would have gotten the call to work the event ought to have said to the organizers, I cannot work this event without you seeking permission first from the commissioner or the local commander, because you don't have to come to me. A game of such nature that is within Eastern Division, the organizers could have gone to Mr. Romero and say to him, we're having this basketball game at so-and-so place. We're applying for security to work the event. And Mr. Romero would be in a position to approve and would tell them, your request is approved, and this is the amount of police that you will be required to pay for this event. So what happens is that, because certainly his response would be not less than 10 police. They don't want to pay for 10 police, so they would go behind him and go to the officers on the lower level officers to get them to work for them, and then they just get 3. So you compare paying for 10 and paying for 3. So they go with that, which is totally wrong, because then the officers then would commit a breach of discipline for engaging in a special duty without prior approval from the Commissioner of Police or his designate, which in this case would be Mr. Romero.
According to the Compal, police officers on duty at the Marion Jones Sporting Complex reported to him that they did ensure that no one entered the stadium with firearms. Williams also spoke of the stadium not being very secure. He admitted that Baptist's firearm has not yet been recovered.
I had asked that question, and they are saying yes, they did. I can't say that they are lying, because you and I would know that the integrity of the surroundings of the Marion Jones Stadium is extremely weak, in the sense that people can throw things over the fence and then just coming through the ordinary way without anything on them, and when they get into the compound they can go and get what they may have thrown over the fence. So, but they're saying no. But even in the absence of that, to have known that you have PIV and BLC gang on that bleacher, not too far from each other, police officers ought to have been up there to make sure that there is no clash between them. And that did not occur. So that's a failure on the part of police who are out there.
As far as you all have learned, did Brandon Baptist have a firearm when he went to speak with the individuals in PIV?
From what we are gathering, yes.
Has that firearm been recovered?
No.
Senior Magistrate Baha Schumann has ruled in favor of the defense in not admitting into evidence utterances, interview notes, and caution statements of 3 accused in the Bladen 12 case. The delivery of the decision for the voir dire, or trial within a trial, started last week and concluded today. The men are Mexican Juan Esparza Sanchez, Aiden Moises Perez, and Armando Martinez. The men were detained by police following the landing of a suspected drug plane on November 4, 2021 in Bladen along the Southern Highway. Martinez and Perez were intercepted in a vehicle while Sanchez was found along the highway. All three men claimed they were beaten, and the court found that they were indeed subject to some level of fear and intimidation, which led them to provide the information they gave to police. That included leading the police to where the drugs were found, and in the case of the Mexican admitting that he had arrived in the country the night before the plane landing and that he was working with several others. Defense attorney Richard Dickey Bradley spoke of the effect of today's decision.
We have seen the photographs. In the case of myself and the attorney Leroy Banner, he had gone to the Queen Street Police Station. I had also visited these said persons, and they were bruised, battered, and beaten. You can't have bruises to your chest, to your side, to your back, to your body, to your hand, your forehead, and that is because you were taken down by the river edge by the police, as they are claiming. Oh yes, we can't deny the man and not have bruise, but then get it because when we carried him by the river to look for the drugs, then fall down. What a coincidence that all the persons they fall down. You know, we have never, from the time my hair was black like tar, I've never in a court of law heard any police admit that something kind of irregular, something was improper. I might not have seen it, but I did hear the person screaming or so. Never, they're not angels, they don't do nothing, they only shoot dogs, they never shoot people, they never. It's a sad situation, a serious matter that just took place. So it means then, if that is the only evidence against those persons, the case against them has just fallen to the ground, flat.
Not just weekend.
No, not just weekend.
But do you then take a move to have the charges against them dismissed?
Well, I was saying that in the British system, prosecutors are ministers of justice. They're at a higher level than we who, crawl about trying to get persons. They have a duty to the court, to what we refer to as justice, that if your evidence is weak and will not stand up, don't waste the court's time, because that is what is going to happen now. A lot of people who are necessary, I could tell you right after, but no, we only need like 6 persons to come so we could challenge what they want to say or what they have said. All the 60 witnesses, that just waste of time, man. Yeah, it's just, and then there's a whole other drug case in Salinas so that can't get off the ground for the very same reasons.
Bradley also said today's decision weakens the entire case. The main trial will continue, and the court granted an adjournment for tomorrow at 9 a.m. At that time, the prosecution and defense will have to present the list of witnesses agreed upon. Notably, former police officer Elmer now has additional counsel, including Peter Taylor from Trinidad, joining his legal team, which comprises Belizean attorney Lyndon Jones. The Christian Workers Union has expressed concerns about the abrupt departure of Social Security Board CEO Dr. Leroy Almendarez. His last working day was January 29th, and in the 5 months he had been at the SSB, certain commitments were made to the Christian Workers Union, which represents staff at SSB. Today, CWU President Leonara Flowers told us that staff is uneasy about the departure, which has not been properly explained.
Unfortunately for us, when we had the meetings with the CEO, the deputy wasn't in there. And I can't speak to when he met with staff at the board at their different offices countrywide. I don't know if the CEO, if the deputy was in there. But what I know is that there is a sense of unease. Actually, I visited one of the offices today, and a member of staff, a member of the union, said to me, and we've heard this before, we've heard it from Friday, what will happen now? What really happened going on? So We expected and we said to members, give the board some time to respond, but unfortunately there has been more than one. This is the second business day and there has been nothing formal to kind of ease the fear of the members, the unease. And so we were hoping that the board would send out something more credible, not only to our members, but to the entire country, to the people of Belize, to the stakeholders out here, to the owners of the fund. We haven't seen anything.
So then what's your next move? Is it that you will seek to meet with the deputy CEO? Was it that you had some timelines that you were working with Mr. Almendarez?
We certainly did have timelines. Our members had certain expectations, but we have not indicated to the CEO, I guess to the deputy at this time, that we would like to meet with him. But I think that's within his purview to say, I'm the person at the helm now and I have to take over these things that are in the pipeline. So we're leaving that up to him. We haven't asked for a meeting. It's still early, but we would have hoped that there would have been a response from the board out there. But we're looking at it positively. And one of the things that's pressing for us is for our members to feel secure. They got that sense of security from the meetings with the CEO, Almendarez, and we were grateful that he was able to put that across the members. But immediately in 5 months, there's been a change. There has to be people who are wondering what's happening and how is that going to affect me.
Flowers says staff from Human Resources was present in their meetings with Almendarez, but that they are the same people they have had issues with before. After the break, fight against screwworm to be impacted by U.S. foreign aid freeze. Stay tuned.
Marlon Castillo Quality Meats. For the best in beef and pork, check them out at Booth 39 at the Michael Finnegan Market. Call 614-2255. Marlon Castillo Quality Meats open Monday to Saturday 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. Sundays 6 a.m. to 12 noon. Booth number 39 Michael Finnegan Market. Last gate, first meat shop at the back. Check them out on Facebook at Marlon Castillo Quality Meats. Stop in today.
In Belize, diversity is our strength. From the vibrant streets of Corozal to the serene beauty of Punta Gorda, and from the charming town of Benque to the breathtaking views of Half Moon Cay. We are a tapestry of cultures, traditions, and perspectives. But amidst our differences, there's one thing that unites us all, that defines the essence of Belizean identity. Our love for this land and sea we call home. Our Belize Barrier Reef is more than just a natural wonder. It's the lifeblood of our nation, the foundation of our culture, and the backbone of our economy. Every lobster caught, every conch harvested, every tourist enchanted, every investor satisfied, every proud homeowner, and every taxpayer. They all depend on the health and vitality of our marine environment.
I may be out on the water every day, but I know that my livelihood is tied to the health of the reef. We all depend on it.
As a tour guide, I get to share the beauty of a reef with visitors from around the world. But I want future generations of Belizeans to experience it too.
Fresh seafood is the heart of Belizean cuisine. I want to continue creating delicious dishes that celebrate our local flavors, sustainably sourced from our waters.
In Belize, we may come from different backgrounds, but we all share the same dream, a thriving marine environment capable of sustaining us all. Together, let's work toward that future, a future where we all thrive.
Smart is enhancing your mobile experience to keep you connected like never before. We're rolling out LTE Band 4 to give you faster speeds and upgraded mobile performance. Our service enhancements are rolling out in phases across various key locations. These phased service upgrades are underway, and we're committed to keeping you informed every step of the way. With cutting-edge technology, this powerful boost will increase your internet experience, making downloads, streaming, and browsing smoother and faster. Whether you're at home, on the go, or at work, you'll feel the difference. So stay tuned for more updates as we continue expanding to give you the best service possible. Because at Smart, we're not just keeping you connected, we've got you covered. Smart, bringing people together.
At Atlantic Bank, we stand as more than just a financial institution. We are your partners in progress, dedicated to fostering your success by providing tailored solutions to micro, small, and medium enterprises. Your successes are our triumphs, and every success story deserves to be celebrated. We pledge to stand by you every step of the way. Today, we celebrate the values that define you with your unwavering dedication, steadfast commitment, boundless innovation, resolute work ethic, and unyielding ambition. We will navigate challenges, seize opportunities, and continue building the future together.
Get your body sculpted with gym equipment and accessories from Benny's. Quality and savings.
The Social Security Board, in collaboration with the Labor Department, takes this opportunity to remind insured persons of the requirements for compensation when on sick leave. Any employee who has worked with an employer for at least 2 months is entitled to 16 working days of sick leave with full pay every year. This is how it works. Upon approval of a sickness or injury benefit claim by SSD, 80% of the employee's weekly insurable earnings is paid as a Social Security benefit, and the difference in the employee's salary is paid by the employer. This is to ensure that the employee does not suffer any loss of wages when ill. After 16 days, compensation for sick leave is paid as a Social Security benefit only. Some conditions apply. This message is brought to you by the Social Security Board and the Labor Department. Social Security Board, safeguarding you, your family, your future.
A Guatemalan man was fatally shot before 8 on Friday night at his home in Cotton Tree, Cayo. The man, who has been identified as 30-year-old Seferina Pop, was discovered lying in a hammock on the veranda of his home. His body was observed with multiple gunshot wounds. Investigations thus far have revealed that an unknown man went looking for Pop and opened fire towards him. Pop's wife, who was also outside, was able to flee without injury. Pop was rushed to the Western Regional Hospital for treatment, but succumbed to his injuries sometime after 10 that night. At the crime scene, police discovered 7 spent 9mm casings.
Upon the arrival, they saw the lifeless body of Seferino Pop. Information that he was on the veranda of his house when someone called his name. He got up, and that is when several shots were heard, causing his fatal injuries. In regards to this investigation, we have 2 persons in custody, and the investigation continues.
So police, from what I have been told, police were
currently were doing rounds in the area, and they were immediately contacted by the family to come over.
Yes, there is a patrol in that area, so they responded after reports came in of the shooting.
Were these the police that were able to identify the perpetrators, or
No, the investigation yielded some information, so we are looking for the two suspects.
Pop's older brother, Alfonso Mas Pop, said the incident was a surprise to the family. Pop leaves behind 5 kids, including a toddler.
About 50 minutes after when I reached home, I gone. He lived in my neighbor, so close to my house. I just gone and I just made to get in the bathroom. Just me done in the bathroom already. When I had a shot bus, pop, pop, pop. When I come out outside, I cut off the light and see somebody. When I but I don't know. I didn't even expect maybe the police, because sometimes police they're wrong there every minute, you know. And I'm meeting the police and they bust some shot there. But I come out, I looking for outside. When I hear my sister in the bar, he said, "When I kill you, brother, then kill you, brother." But I can't believe when I hear that. Yeah.
If you had any enemies or you had problems with anybody or anything like that?
No, sir. That way they got me right now surprised. Everybody could tell you wrong this village guy. He no got no problem. I mean, when he drunk offend somebody or whatever, and I don't know what the reason when we can't say they can't look for the wrong person because they call him name before they hit the man.
He was on the veranda, right?
Yeah, he was on the veranda with the wife. And the wife, when he had heat, and she grown inside and left the husband by the hammock. That's all I got to say for the man. Yeah, you have 5 kids and a wife. The no one will have one small one, just got about 3 months or 4 months right now. Yes, that I was sorry for them because they're too small.
Reports are still coming in as to how Belize is being impacted by the U.S. foreign aid freeze imposed by newly inaugurated President Donald Trump. Last week, we told you about the CARSI grant funding that has been paused, and now the Minister of Agriculture, Jose Mai, has confirmed that the fight against the spread of the New World screwworm will be greatly impacted in the region, as the U.S. is also putting on hold its aid to OIRSA, the Regional Plant and Animal Health Authority. Through OIRSA, the government of Belize expected to be assisted shortly with the dispersal of sterilized flies. He says the government of Belize must now look at the possibility of purchasing the flies.
The sterilization plant that they have for flies in Panama is owned by the Americans, and they've seen a note already coming to say that stop and no more spending until probably mid-February. By then, I think that all over we'll be having worms crawling out of all the wounds. But that's a decision of the Americans. I'm not sure that they've made the right decision, but that's their money. It is affecting us, definitely. I have been asked in our chat group for the Orissa if there's a possibility of Belize buying flies. That's the case. If it's a grant funding, then can you sell us the flies? So we've made that, I put that question to them already. And if it's so, maybe we may have to buy and disperse flies in our area. With the suspension of the grant funding, I think it'll get worse. Not only in Belize, but all over the region.
Mm-hmm. Teachers at one school in San Ignacio took matters into their own hands on Friday and decided to protest the continued delays in receiving their increment payment on time. As you may recall, last week, the national president of the Belize National Teachers Union, Nadia Martin-Caliz, reported to the membership that some teachers who had received their increments in December would be affected for the January pay period because in some cases, the managements had not calculated the payments correctly, and that impacted the month's payments. Well, teachers at St. Andrew's Anglican School in San Ignacio did not await any mandate from their union and seem to have decided on a go slow. Parents were notified to pick up their children due to the lack of adequate personnel for class supervision. The BNTU subsequently issued a memo to all teachers reminding that there will be a protest in Belmopan on Friday, February 7th, to address this issue. That's the same date set for the next House meeting. And 9 countries, including Belize, have come together to form the Hague Group to hold Israel accountable for its atrocities against Palestine, particularly in the Gaza Strip since October 2023. The other countries are Bolivia, Colombia, Cuba, Honduras, Malaysia, Namibia, Senegal, and South Africa. The group issued an inaugural joint statement at the end of January stating that they refuse to remain, quote, passive in the face of such international crimes, end quote. The group has declared its intention to uphold all rulings of the International Court of Justice and the International Criminal Court in relation to the war, including the arrest warrant against Israel President Benjamin Netanyahu. It has also pledged to take further effective measures to, quote, end Israeli occupation of the state of Palestine and remove obstacles to the realization of the right of the Palestinian people to self-determination, including the right to their independent state of Palestine, end quote. The group has invited other states to take similar action and policies to end Israel's occupation of the state of Palestine and calls for all nations to join it. And with that, we have come to the end of our newscast. A repeat can be viewed on the station later tonight at 9 and again tomorrow at midday. Join us again tomorrow for another news broadcast. I am Drea Espinosa. Have a safe and enjoyable evening.